So welcome. Today's topic, which is xenophobia and brain drain. Africa has uh, resources, has a lot of people, young people, um, young under the age of 18, approximately in 2020-30. Africa is estimated to have a young population across the world, and the problem we have today as Africa um, is not the resources, is not about the people. Africa has 1.5 or 1.4 billion people, but the problem we have is the brain drain and the xenophobia. I have been seeing what has been going around Africa, and I decided to do this video maybe to sensitize people who are against black people. And the saddest thing is we are against each other as black people, seeing what is happening in our brother country like South Africa. So we have this population of young people which has gone to school and they have graduated, but the problem, they are not getting the employment, which becomes a problem to most of the governments around Africa. So as a result, most of these young people are frustrated, and they find a way of they have to find a way of looking where to release their frustration. One being the xenophobia, blaming other people who are in the country about their problem, whatever they are facing, even the political governance, poor political governance in the country. So you being in a country where there is being uh, among the young people in those countries. So most of these young people find themselves studying and going abroad and never to come back. And those who remain, they have to find ways of how they they put food on their table. So most of them being the people, you find like there are people who are in the country, they are not doing anything, but when they see a foreigner coming and doing something, a small thing, they decide to say they are taking their jobs, which is very, very wrong. And if that foreigner is removed from that community, they will still have no job. In fact, most of these foreigners come and develop the countries, uh, maybe by paying the taxes, and also some of them employing the people. If you are to see these which are in countries, you see how important foreigners are in our countries across Africa. So if you are to say each and everyone go back to your country, you will face a big problem. You will see countries where foreigners were chased. I will not mention countries, but you know a number of countries which forced foreigners to leave their country, and their economy crashed, and their currency dropped. And that is a thing we will not like to see going across Africa, even in our brotherly country, South Africa. What I would like to tell the South African young people is to look for ways maybe to solve the problem you have through governance, through employment for young people, also YouTube, social media accounts. Look for something to do. And if you are not able to find something in your country, you can just move across Africa and employ your knowledge. It is sad to see young people um, taking the role in their own arms, harming foreign people, a foreigner or someone who has come to your country um, to invest or do something small for himself. It means from his country, maybe he was not able to get the market he's getting, or that thing he's doing in your country, it can only be done in that country, maybe according to him. Each and every country has foreigners, or they have diaspora people in other countries. If you are to see, if we were to say each and every country to take their foreign people or to take their people back to their country, we will not have a world. We will not have who are pushing to have a unified Africa, free trade across Africa, where open borders are not the cross border are no longer a problem. You are able to buy or sell goods in different countries. You are able to get services wherever you are, and that is something we are looking up to as young people, to make sure that we open up the borders of this continent. What our grandparents and people who are ahead of us failed to do, we can do at least in this generation, to make sure that each and every African people can work anywhere. There is no great country on this continent of Africa. If you are to see great countries, you say countries like US, China, and Russia. And to be able to achieve the enormous economic growth they have at the moment, it is because of the coming together. United States has more than 50 countries which formed that country we know as United States. You have Russia, formerly known as USSR country, more than even 50, if I'm not wrong. Some moved away during Cold War. China, by landmass, it is a large country, and it has a population of over 1.3 billion people. So getting that um, level of development, it is because they have numbers of people, they have the goodwill and good leadership. But what we are missing as Africans and as young people in Africa is good governance, and we are also lacking um, young people who are self-driven, people who don't see other Africans as a problem. That is what we are lacking. So you excuse me because of the writing as is dim, but this has been a problem which has been trending across Africa. Xenophobia in South Africa, where other Africans are being chased away, or they are planning protests to demonstrate against other African people, making even our colonizers more happier than ever. So Africa at the moment is breeding. So, and to be able to reverse what we are experiencing is civic education, and also I think social media can do us good. So Africa is rich, and rich in culture and in talent, rich in sources. So why does this feel like we are losing everything? Why are why are Africans turning against each other? And why are some of our brightest minds leaving and never to come back? Today we are talking about the silent crisis destroying the future, and xenophobia, which is xenophobia and a brain drain. Imagine these young a doctor trained in Africa leaves for Europe, and an engineer educated in Africa builds another country's future. At the same time, Africans living in other African countries are attacked, rejected, and pushed out. How can a continent grow when it's fighting itself and losing its best people? Xenophobia is a fear or hatred of, of foreigner or foreigners, but in Africa it hits differently. It's not outsiders versus Africans, it's Africans versus Africans. We have seen tensions rise in countries like South Africa, where migrants from other nations like Nigeria, uh, Ghana have faced hostility. Shops destroyed in the past, lives distracted or disrupted, communities divided. But here is the question: if we can't accept each other, how can we how do we expect to be accepted by other nations? How are we supposed to be respected by the world? It is a concerning matter, and I think our governments needs to come up with a solution. This is a matter which needs to be raised in across Africa, and education done for young people. Every year, thousands of skilled Africans leave countries live for countries like US and United Kingdom and Canada for better opportunities, better pay, better systems. But what does that mean for hospitals? Fewer teachers in our schools, fewer innovators, building our economy. Africa invests in its people, but the world reaps the rewards. If we have a doctor educated in Africa and after graduating he goes abroad to develop other countries, if you have engineers who are educated in Africa but they lack resources and they lack employment, they have to leave Africa and they live for better greener pastures. Here is an uncomfortable truth: xenophobia and brain drain are connected. When Africans feel unsafe and unwelcomed in other African countries, they do not just move next door, they leave the continent entirely. So instead of talent circulating within Africa, and while talent do not circulate within Africa, they disappear. And while we argue over borders, other countries are building with Africans' brilliance. They use our people to build their only country, their country. These minds we train in Africa, they are supposed to build Africa for Africa. If an African in Kenya, or young people in Kenya, in Uganda, in Rwanda, in Burundi, in whichever country in Africa, knows something better he can do, or which can be developed in another country, maybe like Egypt, why can these young people go and use that brain to develop that country? We are all African. We are developing Africa. But once the person goes to that country, is dehumanized, is brutalized, is everything is done to him. Seeing each other as animals, seeing each other as I don't know how to even to describe this. But here, as in Kenya, everyone is welcomed and they find themselves foreigners find themselves even living better lives, and nobody cares, because these people, they have come to invest in our country. They are tourists, giving to our economy, and in one way or the other, even if they don't pay tax directly, if they buy a good or a commodity, that good is taxed. So that money goes back to the economy. And if these people are not there to buy those things, we cannot be our own market. Our market in our country is small. In order to develop to be the first world country we want to be, we need a population like Africa population, a population of 1.4 billion people. Imagine the power of unity with these people, this population. Free movement, shared opportunities, stronger economies. Organizations like African Union have already pushed for integration, but unity isn't just about policies. That as a competition, and start seeing each other as partners. Me as an African a young African, I'm hurt by seeing what is going around Africa, and I think we need to change. And nobody can put food on our table. I have to wake up as a young people, go look for food, look for job, look for everything, not to blame other people for my misery. So each and everyone feel welcomed, and this can't be done by anyone. It will not be done by our colonizers bringing Africa together. It will be done by us. Africa doesn't have a resource problem, it has a unity problem. Xenophobia divides us, and brain drain weakens us. But together we can change the story. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.